Hello, my warriors. Welcome to another video. I know you was waiting for chapter 4 of Mz.TreZena's lifetime story, but we're going to pause on that for today. We're going to talk about what's been going on in Mz.TreZena's life. Now, at the moment, I'm just going to break it down. I am in a hospital, not for myself, but for my fiance. But we'll talk about it. On Friday, it was time for me to go to work, so I got him ready so that I can help him go to his man cave, get his food prepared so he'll have what he needs for breakfast and lunch. So, he was a little wobbly, so I told my son to come in the house because he was the one taking me to work that day. My son had to end up helping him walk to his man cage, which is his recliner. So, it was tough because he was wobbling a little bit, like he had shaky knees. So, he helped him in the man cage. I brought his medicine and a Boost protein drink because sometimes he don't be hungry, but he was going to eat today because I was not going to let him not eat anything. He always keep crackers around just in case if he's not hungry, he has the crackers to chew on to coat his stomach. So after doing that, me and my son looked at each other and we was like, maybe it's not a good thing we leave him home. So he was like, we might have to call somebody to come over, but everybody was at work that we could think of. So I said, baby, you want to come with us? He said, yeah. So he had a little excitement in his voice. So I said, let me call my job and tell them I'm going to I have an emergency and I'm going to try to get it situated and come back. So I would do the second half of work. So we got in the car. We went to run an errand. Once we ran the errand, we noticed something wasn't right with him. So I had to go to my bank, get money out so that I could, load my cards up like I normally do so I can pay my bills over the phone with my debits. So I did that. We was heading to the bank. We went to the bank, then we was heading to 7-Eleven. This is when everything went south, or should I say sour. I look back at my fiance. I noticed he had a little bit of like I would call it convulsion coming out of his mouth. Okay? This is what I want you to pay close attention to. So I panic and I'm like, I think he's having a seizure because he wasn't really moving. It's just you can see like he's frozen, stuff coming out of his mouth. He wasn't shaking, so that's why I had a question mark. Could it be a seizure? What? So the young lady that was on the phone, she's a nurse. She's a good friend of my son. She calmed me down because I was like crying. I was crying so hard. I was like, baby, baby, but more like crying. Because I didn't want him to leave me. I didn't want nothing to happen to him. So that expression and that tightness that he gave me, it smoothed off. So she asked me, what time did it start? I was able to tell her. I think he went through it it was less than 6 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. I panicked, but she kept me calm. So, my thing to you is, if that would have happened to you, you're sitting in the driver's seat, you look back, you see that, what you do, pull on the side of the road immediately. And make sure that that person don't hit their head, don't fall, don't swallow their tongue. You have to make sure. Okay, soon as you think you're okay, make sure that person is buckled up in the seatbelt. Get back in that car and get to the nearest hospital. Which, that's what we did. We were 8 minutes away from the hospital. My son was flying him. Okay? He was doing it to the point where we would be safe, but we would get to the hospital as soon as possible. So we made it to the hospital. Took him in the ER. My son did not want me to go at first. So what my son did was got my fiance checked in. Once he got him checked in, he came back and got in the car with me. We ran back to my house. I grabbed y'all may call it a sneak and link bag, but I'm going to call it an overnight bag. I grabbed the overnight bag, packed me some clothes, and then I was back in the car. And we were on our way back to the hospital. I went and got me a Starbucks smoothie and a couple of snacks, and I came back. So by the time I came back, it gave him time to do a few tests to see what's going on. And my daughter was en route to work, and thank God she worked at that same hospital. I'm going to take a drink because my throat, as you can see, is very dry. So, when we came back, I stayed with him. They checked him in a room. At first, they wanted to put him in a room with another person. I was like, no. I verified when he was admitted to be admitted in a room by himself because I would be here with him. And that's what I did. It took them a little time because I was like, he's not staying here. And so his mom was straighten up and tell him, I ain't sharing the room. Because my point is, if maybe one of the reasons he's here is because his dialysis, and they gotta be careful with who's breathing in the air, who's coughing in the air, while he's setting it up. Why would you put him in the room with somebody else? So they told us, okay, I'm going to promise you, I'm going to put him in another room by himself as soon as we can. I kept saying, you promise? You have to promise me this, because the other person promised, and look what happened. We didn't get in the room at first. So about 30 minutes later, she came back and said, okay, I'm going to put you in the room by yourself. In about an hour, we just got to clean the room up. I said, okay, cool. So, because of everything that happened before, when we was here a couple of weeks ago, or should I say 3 weeks ago, I said, can we please get me a bed in the beginning? Did I get a bed? Almost the next day. So that tells you the drama that we had. So as time progressed, I called my job, hey, I need to take today off because I got to take care of him. So I'm thinking because that day was Friday that I'll be okay. So throughout the weekend, they were telling us that he did have a seizure/stroke. So that's why I say you have to be very careful. If someone is not doing good, you got to be there for them. Because guys, I really thought I was going to lose him. And we're in the process of getting ready to get married, get our life right with God. And all of this happened in this process. The devil is busy. He's trying to stop us because he wants us still to be a part of his team. But right now, we're trying to do what we feel is right by God by getting married. Because right now, they will literally say we are shacking. We go to church and we're trying to just do what's right in God's eyesight. So, as I said, he does have the seizure and the stroke. Now, during the process, he's been doing better. Today is Monday. I take that back. Today is Tuesday. I've been here since Tuesday. Like I said, I went home, got my clothes. Then the next time I went home was on Saturday. So I could tidy up a little bit, take the bed apart, and put a lower bed in because our bed is very high. And I have a trouble getting in and out. So I want to make it easy for him as well. So what ended up happening is he was trying to escape. They had to end up getting a sitter because he would not stay there without me. Then he tried escaping when I was there. He wanted to go home. So, still have a sitter. But what we have done now is when the patient himself is setting up their dialysis machine, it's a challenge there. Then when you have someone else helping them, it does make it better. But then when they get to the point where there's someone else that's helping, is doing all the work, it can sometimes get challenging. So if you have a patient that's going on dialysis, you have to really think about, do you want them to do it at home or at the center? So we have decided that it's best for him to go to a center. So the part that used to come out his stomach that we used to deal with, we won't be doing. We won't be doing no more. So now we're going to do the regular dialysis where he goes to the center. It takes a lot of pressure off of me, as well as he will be able to, they can keep a close eye on him. They'll be testing him so much, they'll be able to catch if he have an infection. So what it is we had cured the infection. the first time, and it came back because he wanted to unhook himself in the middle of the night. But it goes back to his mind. So technically, he could have had a couple of strokes that we didn't know about. Or he could have had TIAs. Look that up and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So apparently the stroke was in the back part of his head that has to do with his brain. So what happens is, we'll be like, Tarzan, what's your name? And he'll say Tarzan. And then you might say, Tarzan, what's her name? Then he'll say, Mz.TreZena. Then you'll say, Tarzan, what color is her shoes? He'll say, Mz.TreZena. Because it takes time for his brain to catch up with what you just asked him. So, that's what's been going on. So, guys, when you have a loved one going through things, you gotta really pay close attention and you gotta be there for them because it's hard. It's hard on them. And it's like, because I am what they call his healthcare surrogate, it's like a lot of choices you have to make. And right now, I have been signing papers like crazy because I'm the one that's in charge of him. You know, some people might have ran and say they can't take this. Because I remember hearing it on iHeartRadio, where the woman decided she didn't want to go through whatever the guy was going through, so she didn't want to, I'm sorry, she didn't want to get married to him anymore. I'm trying so hard to get married to mine. I mean, I know it's a big challenge. My son say he has my back. But I'm not going to leave the man I've been loving for all these years because he have a situation. Because I wouldn't want him to leave me. Y'all that know my story, I have a situation, but he's not trying to leave. It's hard. So you have to, I listened to Sean Pender, but today, which is 2/6/24, they tell the same thing. You have to fast and pray just to make it today. He had a guest speaker that was preaching today, but the point is, my biggest problem, I have to let go and let God. Because the song says, soon as I stop worrying how the story ends, I let go and I let God have his way. That's when things start happening. I stopped looking at back when. I let go, I let God have his way. And that's by Donovan. I don't know why I'm thinking Wood, but I could be wrong. But just look up Let Go, Let God. So, I have taken almost 20 minutes of your time. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not a warrior yet, what are you waiting on? Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Then hit the notification button to be notified of all videos. Along with share this video, let them know what your girl is doing. Please, guys, leave comments, ask questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Maybe somebody needs to hear this. That's my main focus. I want to be able to help someone that may be going through something That's why I do these videos. So I want to say thanks for watching. Later.